Reviews for transport. Hi, welcome back to Rail Reviews. Today we'll be going through the HCMTs. In 2015, there was a proposal to build 37 new trains for the Pakenham and Cranbourne lines. But then in March of 2016, the order was increased to 65, while being at a fixed 7-car set to replace the Asian Commons trains. On the 9th and 17th of February of 2018, 2 mock-up carriages were built for public display. A huge difference from the other trains is that this one has a nose cone. The reason is to stop train servers from riding on the trains dangerously. Inside has parking spaces for bikes, wheelchairs and LED displays. The 28th of May was a milestone year for the HCMTs, as the car bodies were delivered to Newport workshops. The car bodies were built in CRRC in China, who've also built the A and B sets for Sydney's trains and also the R151 trains at Singapore's MRT. On the 29th of November, S302 transferred HCMT Set 1 to Pakenham East Depot, while hauling grain hoppers. Testing would commence in 2019, running on different lines such as the Belgrave line, although that was only for gradient testing. Testing would be slow going due to the pandemic, but on the 27th of December 2020, HCMT Set 11 was the first to enter service from Pakenham to Flinders Street and back. This was the only photo I took of Set 11 in November of 2022. More HCMT sets would be entering service on the 31st of January 2021 as part of a new PTV timetable. Trains would be running on an anti-clockwise loop around the city, pulling into the City Loop stations, Southern Cross and Flinders Street, before running direct to the Dandenong lines. By May of 2022, an additional 5 new trains have been ordered to run to the new Melbourne Airport rail, which is now being constructed, which leads a grand total of 70 sets. In August of 2023, the HCMTs have been running through the Metro Tunnel for the first time, with Set 11 being the first one to enter the tunnels. 2 months later, on the 30th of October, they started running revenue service on the Sunbury line, running from Sunbury to Flinders Street, then continuing on to Pakenham. By 2024, they've been put in for CBTC signalling. By the 30th of November 2025, they've been entering service in the Metro Tunnel with a soft launch of 20 minutes in both directions. Then on the 1st of February 2026, they started full operation through the Metro Tunnel. Here I am at Lynbrook Station, about to board a HCMT. Starting off with the interior, I'm really impressed with how these trains look. Not only for the bigger space, or the grab holes, but also for the passenger information displays on top, but also on the side of the windows. The seats are high back for good posture, but are really good and comfy, showing in a demonstration for how they feel. The trains also feature 2 types of longitude seating. both mounted to electrical equipment, but also fold-up seating. But there's also lots of wheelchair spaces. Right, off we go. The ride quality is great, and the suspension on these trains are much better than the Extrapolis fleet. Although nothing could be said for his poorly sounded announcements.
The next station is Springvale.
There are two types of liveries on these trains. In the Metro livery, and one set in the Aboriginal livery. The clicking noise in the trains when the doors close is satisfying. While the motor noises from the trains do sound nice. And that's it with this episode of Rail Reviews. The HCMTs are really impressive trains, but have a couple flaws, but are still really nice to travel on. For them being a fixed 7-car set, they leave more space for passengers and wheelchair accessibilities, which puts the trains up at a 7.8 out of 10. Please like and subscribe for more, and thanks for watching.